How's it going, everybody? We are back again for another video. So today we'll be looking at GJ, gold, S&P 500, Nasdaq, and US30. Okay, guys. So jumping straight into GJ, we do realize on the weekly time frame that structure has been moving in quite bullish overall momentum. And if we look at here on our previous week, we do realize that structure has had a massive bullish momentum towards the upside, and we had strong bearish confluence that took out this bullish movement here. So which means that this can be looked at as a break and retest, as a fake out rather. So now if we have to dive down towards a smaller time frame on the daily chart, one thing that we do realize here, guys, is that structure has been finding support on the 165 level, as you do realize that this has been a very important level of structure. Now, one thing that you guys should realize is that as long as we're trading below the 165, we can always continue looking for sales, because one thing that we do realize is that we are trading south of our SMA. So since we're trading south of our SMA, we are looking for massive sell positions over towards the downside, with confirmation on our bearish movements. We do realize the structure has been creating lower lows and lower highs. You see, as we do realize here, so structure is in a bearish trend. So if structure is trading in a bearish trend, what do we look for? We continue to look for more bearish momentum towards the downside. So guys, we should minimize on looking for buy opportunities and start looking for massive sell opportunities here. So one thing that I am looking at here is that structure has to come back and test our 165 level, thus confirming that we did have a beautiful break and a retest here. We can confirm our sell positions all the way down to 159,700, which is our closest level of support right here. So after seeing how structure has been moving, we get to dive down towards a smaller time frames, and we do realize the structure has been moving in some beautiful level of confluence, realizing here that we have clean higher highs, lower lows, and lower highs. See, we have our first higher high here, we have our lower high, then we have a lower high here, we have our lower low, our lower high, our lower low, lower high, lower low. So one thing that we can expect is for structure to come back to test this particular level here, if not that level there, and come back and give us a new lower low. So that's GJ. Let's jump straight over to Nasdaq. Now Nasdaq has been moving quite beautifully these past couple of days. Let me just clean this up for you guys real quickly. Let's remove the Fibonacci. Right, cool. Let's remove these arrows as well. Right. So looking at how Nasdaq has been moving these past couple of days, we do realize that we have been moving in a bearish structure. So we have been looking for overall sells on Nasdaq for the past couple of weeks, realizing that we have also been trading below our weekly SMA. So now if we have to dive down towards our daily chart, one thing that we do realize in the daily chart is that structure has been moving in strong bullish momentum as of right there. Now let's have a look over here. You see that we have our highest heights over here and we have our lowest low over here. And one thing that we do realize that we have this level of support, which is known as our resisting level, because we have resisted once, resisted twice, we found support all on these levels here, which means that the 11,694 has been a strong level of resistance, which now structure has indeed broken above, where we can look for it to find support on this particular level. But one thing that we do realize is that since structure has given us strong bullish confirmation, strong bullish variation type chart kind of over here, one thing that we can expect is for structure to come back at the 12,000 level and give us a retracement all the way back to our 11,282 level over here, which is considered our 50% Fibonacci retracement level. If structure fails to find support on our 11,690. Diving down towards the 4-hour, we get to see structure a little bit more clearly here. We get to see structure a little bit more clearly and on this particular level, because one thing that we do realize that now we are currently trading on our 1694 level, and we realize that structure has had a massive impulse towards the upside, which we can further denote that structure is shooting towards 12,000 level right here. So when structure comes towards this level here, we can expect some momentum to start taking over the chart, where we have to come back and find some retest at this particular level here, and we can continue with our overall bullish momentum. So that is what we see on our Nasdaq. Jumping straight into US30. US30 has been moving very interestingly these past couple of days, noting that structure has been moving in a strong bullish momentum right here, creating new highs and new lows. So one thing that tells us is that with this type of structure, we can continue looking for more bullish momentum towards the upside. Jumping straight towards the weekly chart, one thing that we do realize is that structure just shot up immaculately towards the top. Now, one thing that we do realize is that structure has had some previous bearish momentum happening as of here. And one thing that we do realize is that structure is now pushing to create a new higher high. So now the only way for us to confirm the structure has indeed crossed over and created a new higher high is if structure comes back to test our support level at the 34,000 level right here. Once structure comes all the way towards this level here, only then can we expect a minor retracement towards the downside, which can confirm that structure is indeed looking to create a new higher high. Now diving down towards the daily chart. Now when you look at structure on the daily chart, one of the things that we do realize that structure has been pushing momentum all the way towards the upside as we are trading above our SMA. Now one thing that we do realize here is that structure is now approaching this particular level here, which is now structure is approaching our 34,100 level right here, where we do see structure closing in a beautiful hanging man, which can be considered as a doji type candle, which tells us that bullish momentum is indeed losing, that the bulls are indeed losing their momentum towards the upside, where we can expect a minor sell position towards a downside to retest our 32,000 or 33,200 level, and then we can expect to shoot towards the upside. Bearing in mind, if we have to pull out our Fibonacci candle, we do realize that our 50% level is indeed laying on this particular bed here, so which tells us that we can expect strong momentum at this particular level, where we can look for beautiful buy positions towards the upside as of right there. Now let's dive down towards the 4 hour. Now the 4 hour is looking quite interesting for us, as we do realize structure has been moving in higher highs and higher lows. Now what do we know about structure moving in high highs and high lows? That when there's a new high, structure has to come back and retest and give us a new low. Therefore, we can continue looking for buy momentum all the way towards the upside. Now, having this as a beautiful guideline, one thing that we do see is the structure has given us our first touch, our second touch, and we're currently waiting for our third touch confirmation bullish towards the top side. So when it comes to Nasdaq, US30, SXP500, guys, we are looking for bullish momentum all the way towards the upside. Now let's dive straight towards the S&P500. S&P 500 looks exactly like Nasdaq, guys. One of the things that we do realize, the structure has been pushing overall bullish momentum, creating higher highs and higher lows. Now one thing that we do realize, the structure is now giving us a new higher level right here, where we can expect some form of retracement all the way back down to the 3900 level right there, the 3900 level right here, where we can find our support level, where we can start placing for buy positions all the way towards the upside. But nevertheless, guys, one thing that you should remember is that whenever structure is giving you a beautiful bullish type channel right here, one thing that we can look for is a continuation of bulls as of this particular level here. For all of those who trade the trend line, one thing that you do see is that we have our first touch here, our second touch, and we are currently approaching our third touch, where we can indeed get structure to push all the way towards the downside before finding support all the way towards the upside. Now that is our S&P 500 on the 4 hour, guys. Now let's just dive straight down to our gold positions. Now one thing that we do realize that these past couple of days, gold has been moving beautifully. Let us zoom out here. One thing that we do realize, that structure has indeed been moving in strong bearish confirmation, right? Now, one thing that we do know for sure is that since structure has given us this massive impulsive candle towards the upside, we do expect continuation candles all the way towards this particular position here. But first of all, one of the things that we do realize, that structure has indeed reached our 1784 level right here, where we can expect a minor retracement towards the downside, because structure has been impulsing all the way towards the upside. Now, just as how structure moves, it moves just like us as people, is that the moment we start spreading and running up very fast, we have to come back and catch our breath. Likewise with structure as of this level here. One of the things that we do realize, that we had strong bullish momentum all the way towards the upside, and we've been reached with this weak, I could say a weak bullish variation type candle, which tells us that structure might look to pull down all the way to 1726 level, where we can look for bias momentum all the way towards the upside. Now bearing in mind, look at this, guys, structure has indeed found support in 3 separate locations. So if we dive down towards the 4-hour, we get to see things a little bit more clearly. Now, what do we realize here is that we had our first touch here, our second touch here, our third touch here, structure respecting our levels of significance, guys. So one thing that tells us here is that if you look at structure over here, structure has been moving in quite an ascending type nature, also losing momentum looking at the candle wicks, so which tells us that structure is more likely to reach our 178.29 level before looking to spike down and test our level over here at 1726. So when it comes to all of these pairs, we're looking at gold, we're looking at Nasdaq, we're looking at US30, GJ, S&P500. We are expecting overall bullish momentum all the way towards the upside, guys. But with the GJ is a little bit more tricky, guys, because like I said before, GJ is looking for short positions. We're looking to short GJ all the way to 159,700, guys. So overall for GJ, we should look for sales because we are trading below our SMA, so we can look for confirmation. If I have to plot my Fibonacci type pattern here for our swing highs and our swing lows, our previous swing high and our previous swing low gives us confirmation that structure is indeed looking to strike our 165,359 level before looking to exonerate more sell positions towards the downside. So guys, this is my analysis for the week, and I've been expecting structure to indeed sell. We'll see you guys later on. Cheers.